Hello, YouTube and Christians who have absolutely no idea that biblical events are taking place right now because the evil crime syndicate media is covering it up, along with other evil factions of the United States system we have here. Um, anyways, this is I have a couple of cameras pulled up in Alaska that shows you this sun simulator is what they're calling it. I figured it was a sun magnifier. I can't believe you could simulate the sun. All right, but apparently they figured out a way to do it, and I'm going to explain to you why they're doing it. Okay. This is at Wainwright's in Wainwright, Alaska. It's at 185 degrees. It's just a weather camera. Okay, and I'm going to go through these slides. Now, right here is a orb, all right? It looks like a planet, okay? And apparently there's a celestial system that's been moving into our solar system, and they're covering it up somehow, all right? I mean, I'm going to explain to you how I think they're covering it up. Now, what you see here, this black hole in the sun here, is what they're calling a sun simulator, okay? It is going to pass in front of this object because the real sun is going to pass behind it and eclipse behind it, right? So whenever that happens, if they didn't have the sun simulator here, everybody would go, oh, wow, there's planets in the solar system, right? I mean, that's why they're spraying chemtrails and all that stuff to mask the sky, or it's a smoke screen, right? So they keep the sky masked to cover all of this up. Now, I'm going to play through these slides here, and this is on a government website in Alaska. Okay, I'm going to play through these slides, and this is what they call the black hole sun. If you remember that song, "Black Hole Sun, Won't You Come Wash Away the Rain?" I've explained that in other videos. Now look at this thing. This is a big planet-looking something. Okay. Now you see this reflection down here. There's like a little. It's always in a direct line, and you can't see it right now. But there's like a little plane or something that comes through here to line all of this up, or to make sure that it's lined up, or whatever. I don't know how this technology works completely, but they're definitely covering something up here. Okay. Now you can still see this. All right. This is the sun simulator passing in front of whatever this is. The real sun is already eclipsed. Okay. It's eclipsed. There it goes. You still see that back there. And now it's passing through. It's passing through. Here's that, orb or nebula or planet or whatever you want to call it. Some are saying it's a sun, a dark star, which is basically a dead sun, right? And then you just keep on going through here, and look at that. I mean, it's I can't believe they're covering this up. Now I'm going to slide back and forth like this. We'll just go back and forth. This is live on the website. None of these pictures are doctored. There's no camera tricks here. There's nothing. Okay, I'm doing this live on their website, and just look at that and see how it reflects off of it right there. And then it starts coming up, and the real sun's actually behind that. Now here's a camera just off to the east of it, I believe. It's Barrow, Alaska, at 185 degrees, looking south. Okay. Now you see this. This is what I was talking about. It's always in a straight line with its reflection, right? Now, I don't know if you're going to be able to see it on YouTube after I upload it or not. You're going to need high resolution. But that little guide right there lines all this up, and it is directly in front of the planet, okay, or whatever that is. It's directly in front of it, and it makes a straight line, and there's its reflection. And as you cycle through these images, you can see that the reflection stays in a straight line with it. Now, that planet is right here. It's about to eclipse it. This is smack dab in the center of it, okay? And you don't get as good as you don't get the reflection and all that. Now you can see over here, whatever that is. I mean, they're screening all of this with technology, and nobody realizes what's going on. they're talking about this may cause a pole shift, okay, because the gravitational pull of the celestial system that's coming in is going to flip our poles, our magnetic poles, and it's going to weaken the magnetosphere, and that's going to allow a lot of solar radiation and stuff like that to enter the magnetosphere because or enter our atmosphere because the magnetosphere actually protects the Earth from solar radiation. So this is going to make all of that go haywire, and you're going to end up with just a lot of solar radiation coming into the planet, which may be another thing that the chemtrails are doing. They're spraying aluminum, right? So they're putting the aluminum in the atmosphere to resist the solar radiation that's coming into the planet. But I think they're killing three birds with one stone. I think it's also a smoke screen to cover all of this up. And now there's a lot of asteroids coming in with this, okay? There's a lot of meteors and stuff, trash coming in with it. Now, if you put a whole lot of aluminum in the atmosphere, that could keep the meteors from skipping. They'd skip off the atmosphere because you've got all of that in there, right? Now, like I said, this is just taken in form. It's a hell of a concept. I mean, there is a lot going on with this technology, okay? And the chemtrails, I'm almost convinced now, spraying nanotechnology that's just sedating everybody so that they don't even have a clue. They don't even look up and go, wow, why does the sky always look so funny, right? I mean, it is just, they're killing three birds with one stone here with this technology. Here is what they're calling the sun simulator. Okay, that's what you see, the black dot in the sun here. And this, I believe it's a magnifier. I mean, why would you, unless it's just completely eclipsing the sun? All right, and if they actually built something that's bright enough, I mean, you gotta admit that's some pretty state of the art technology there. If that's what they're doing, I figured they were magnifying what little bit of sun was coming around the eclipse. Okay, which I still believe that. I'm just not sure. I'm not going to tell you that I know. This is what Google's pulling up for you here. All right, I mean, here's down here the world's largest artificial sun shines. Okay. Anyways, you can Google this stuff. There's your black dot sun Soundgarden was singing about a long time ago. And if you watch that video and listen to that song, they were telling us 20 years ago exactly what was going to happen. The technology that's putting everybody to sleep is called rain. They spray it in chemtrails, all right? It sedates you, and it's artificial intelligence that manipulates your mentality. And anybody that looks up at the sky and sees a plaid sky with chemicals sprayed behind it and doesn't go, wow, what's all of that? Well, it's chemicals, okay? And this is what they're doing. Now, here's your sun simulator patent, okay? There's several of them, all right? You can Google this stuff. It's all over the internet. I mean, in 1960s, NASA sun simulator, nicknamed STAR, was for an environment test chamber right here on Earth to simulate the sun found in space. Okay, NASA's known that this system was going to come in for a long time. And I think they're letting a little bit of this information get out here and there. You got that movie Ice Age out there. That's conditioning, okay? They're letting us know that an ice age is coming. But I think they're letting a little bit of this get out there a little bit at a time to kind of condition people's minds, because at some point when the celestial system gets closer to the Earth, where you can't cover it up anymore, well, yeah, I mean, everybody's going to see it, and then the cat's out of the bag. And they need to let the cat out of the bag right now, because this could be a mass extinction event here. I mean, if it flips our poles, and it is in Revelations. This is exactly what Christians have been talking about forever, right? So Christians are being kept in the dark by the Lucifer-worshiping media, who doesn't tell anybody what's going on. And trust me, they know what's going on. They're in the know. They're just keeping all of this quiet because I swear they worship Lucifer, okay? They don't want Christians to know that their holy book is actually accurate, okay? That they're actually covering this up. The Illuminati, the media, they all worship Lucifer, okay? And people just need to wake up and start paying attention to this stuff. And you can go check this for yourself any day. I mean, let me back out and show you the cameras I'm looking at now. Now, if it's a cloudy day, you're not going to be able to see it like this. I mean, this was a very rare, clear day, okay? It's a very rare, clear day that shows obviously here that there's some sort of a celestial event taking place, and they're covering it up with a fake sun. I mean, it's unbelievable. Now, here's if you go to this avcams FAA.gov website, I'll show you where to go. These cameras right here, Wainwright. Let me see if I can. There we go. Back out. This is Alaska. They got a good view up here. You're real far north up on the North Pole. You got the ocean right in front of you. Okay. Well, actually, I'm looking south, I think. Which way was I looking? I can't remember. Yeah, I was looking south. So they're actually looking down this way. But it's a nice clear day, and you can look at all of these. These just showed up really good today, but you can look at all of these cameras, and it shows some kind of anomaly taking place in the sky just about every day that's clear, all right? And nobody's talking about it. It's being swept under the rug. It's being kept quiet. And I think at some point they're trying to prevent mass hysteria. Okay, they're trying to prevent mass hysteria, which is wrong. All right, Christians deserve to know that revelations is taking place. Okay. And I mean, I could understand you covering something like this up, but there's also a flip side of that coin. All right, and somebody needs to start talking. Okay, and yeah, this technology that you got over here bugging me is driving me nuts. Okay, I mean, I'm awake. I won't get into that. You can look at all my other videos, and it explains all of this. Okay, this whole country's asleep. Everybody is asleep. All right. I mean, it's like it's the zombie apocalypse. It's the Walking Dead around me. Nobody even knows what a chemtrail is. Okay. They actually think it's a contrail. Have you ever been outside in cold weather and blown air out of your mouth? That's a contrail. How long does that last? It lasts about 2 seconds, if that. Okay, that's the same concept that's coming out of an airplane up in the sky that's high up in high altitude where it's cold, blowing hot air out. Contrails blow away immediately. Chemtrails stay from horizon to horizon and turn into a big cloud, a big cloak to cloak things with. Okay, when's the last time you seen a normal sunset on the horizon? All right, I mean it's rare. Okay, so just please wake up. All right. People, start paying attention to this stuff. Okay, so if you were paying attention, you would probably ask yourself a question here, like you should have. Why didn't this one have a black dot in it, and this one did? And the two cameras are this close to each other, right? I can explain that. You've got to be, in order to see this black dot or the piece of equipment that's in the center here, you've got to be lined up directly on Earth with it, right? If you're off to the side of it, just enough, you won't see it. In other words, whenever you see that black dot in a picture, of course, you're not going to stare at it because it's going to blind you. You only see this with a camera. I think they didn't think through the camera. Obviously, Black Old Sun from Soundgarden, whoever gave them those lyrics for forecasting future events, did think of this. And that's what they're saying. The cat's going to be out of the bag when you start seeing the black dot sun on these cameras, okay? But you got to be lined up perfectly with it in order to see the black dot sun. If you're off just a little bit, and all it takes, obviously, is to be that much off. Of course, you're up here on the North Pole, so that much is a whole lot more than anywhere else, okay? I mean, you're talking a big difference compared, when you're talking about looking at the sun. It makes a huge difference way up on the North Pole. I mean, that's why it stays, daylight 24 hours half the year and dark 24 hours half the year. I mean, it's a whole different ball game up there. But yes, the reason you don't see the black hole sun there is because the angle's different. All right, you're on, instead of being lined up perfect with it where you could see it here, you're off over here, right? Okay, just wanted to clear that up.